Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be talking about artificial intelligence and how it's shaking things up. But you might be surprised to learn that it all starts with a company you probably know best for helping you buy those must-have shoes.
That's right. We're diving deep into Klarna, the global buy now, pay later giant. But
hmm
this isn't about impulse purchases. This is about how Klarna is using AI in a way that's turning heads across the business world.
Yeah, by the end of this deep dive, you'll understand exactly how they're doing it, what impact it's had, and maybe even get a glimpse into what this could mean for the future.
Klarna's story is really a fascinating example of how AI is changing the game and not just in the financial tech world.
Let's start with how Klarna was an early adopter of AI, becoming the first company in Europe to hop on the ChatGPT train. I remember when that launched, it seemed like everyone was trying to figure out what to do with it.
Well, what Klarna saw was specifically the potential to personalize the shopping experience like never before. Just imagine the impact on marketing. What if companies like Procter and Gamble could tailor their ads to you based on your preferences and what you can actually afford?
That's incredible. It's like having a personal AI shopper. And this was only the beginning of Klarna's AI-powered transformation.
Exactly. They didn't stop there. Klarna has been expanding rapidly, especially in the US, where they already work with a quarter of the top 100 merchants. They're even starting to offer traditional banking services like savings accounts.
Speaking of efficiency, their early AI adoption is really paying off. In just the first quarter of 2024, Klarna saved a massive $6 million on image production alone. They also cut their spending on marketing agencies by a full 25%.
Did they just fire everyone?
Not exactly. What's really remarkable is how they achieved these savings. Klarna used AI tools like Midjourney Deli and Firefly to create over 1,000 images in a fraction of the time it used to take. We're talking weeks condensed into days. So they're not just replacing humans, they're finding ways to be more efficient. That brings us to something I found really interesting. They also rolled out this AI agent to handle customer service.
That's right. In its first month, this AI agent was able to handle a whopping two-thirds of customer service inquiries, cut resolution time by 70%, and even reduced repeat inquiries by 25%. It's about using AI to provide better and faster service.
That's a game changer. So many companies struggle with customer service. I can see how AI like this could revolutionize the way businesses interact with their customers.
And the applications go way beyond customer service. Think about credit analysis, getting investment advice, or even software development. This type of AI has the potential to impact almost every aspect of how a business runs.
Wow, it really does make you wonder what this means for the future of work. And get this, Klarna made an even bolder move. They decided to ditch those expensive software packages from big companies like Salesforce and Workday.
Yeah, that's a decision that sent shockwaves through the industry. Even Salesforce's CEO is questioning it publicly. But Klarna's CEO is going all in on building their own AI solutions in-house.
So what's the thinking behind a move like that? Is it just about saving money, or is there something bigger at play?
It's definitely about being more efficient, but it's also about control and customization. Klarna wants to be able to tailor its AI solutions to its specific needs and goals rather than relying on prepackaged software that might not be a perfect fit. It's a risky move, but it could give them a major competitive advantage.
And the numbers seem to be on their side so far. Something like 86 to 93% of their communication marketing and legal teams are already using AI in their daily work. They even have AI co-pilots assisting every single one of their software engineers.
What's fascinating here is that these AI tools aren't just replacing human jobs, they're actually helping employees be more productive. This has resulted in a 73% increase in revenue per employee.
That's huge. But it does make you wonder about the long-term impact on jobs. If AI is doing more of the work, what does that mean for the workforce?
That's the key question, isn't it? And it's something we need to be thinking about carefully. While Klarna's AI is doing work that would have taken 700 full-time employees, they've also reduced their workforce from 5,000 to 300 employees in the past year alone, with a goal of reaching 2,000.
So there's definitely a shift happening. Yeah, it's not just Klarna. I read that Citigroup predicts AI could replace up to 54% of banking jobs.
This brings us to a crucial point in our deep dive, the human cost of AI efficiency. As AI gets more and more sophisticated, what will the future of work look like?
It's a little unsettling to think about, especially if you work in one of those fields that could be heavily impacted. But before we go too far down that rabbit hole, let's talk about something a little lighter. Do you remember that Klarna marketing campaign with Shaquille O'Neal?
Yes, it's a good reminder that even in the age of AI, sometimes a human touch is exactly what a campaign needs. That particular campaign wasn't generated by AI at all.
It seems like they understand that balance is important. Klarna's CMO David Sandstrom actually said he prefers to keep things simple when it comes to marketing.
He believes that many brands are expecting too much from consumers these days. It's a refreshing perspective in a world that's becoming increasingly complex.
It really is. So on the one hand, you have Klarna going all in on AI, using it to streamline marketing, customer service, and even core operations. On the other hand, they're also recognizing the importance of human creativity and connection.
It's a fascinating juxtaposition, and I think it speaks to the larger conversation we need to be having about AI. It's a powerful tool, but it's not a replacement for everything.
I think that's a great place to pause for a moment. We've covered a lot of ground already, but we're just getting started. When we come back, we'll dive even deeper into the implications of Klarna's AI strategy, not just for the company itself, but for all of us.
Welcome back. Before we paused, we were discussing Klarna's aggressive adoption of AI and what it might mean for jobs. It's a complex issue with no easy answers.
Yeah, it really is. And it's not just about jobs disappearing, is it? There's also the question of how AI is changing the very nature of work. What skills will we need to thrive in a world where AI is playing an increasingly prominent role?
That's a crucial question. We're already seeing a shift towards roles that require creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence skills that AI hasn't quite mastered.
So it's not just about coding anymore. It's about figuring out how to work with AI to leverage its strengths while bringing our uniquely human qualities to the table.
Exactly. Think of it this way. AI might be able to analyze data at lightning speed, but it can't understand the nuances of human emotion or come up with a truly original idea. Those are the areas where we humans still have the edge.
So maybe this isn't a doom and gloom scenario after all. Could AI actually create new opportunities and even help us enhance our existing skills?
Absolutely. Imagine AI tools that can help us analyze data more efficiently, personalize learning experiences, or even automate those tedious, repetitive tasks that we all dread that would free up our time and energy for more creative and strategic work.
Now that you mention it, I've seen some pretty cool AI tools for things like writing and graphic design. They're not replacing human creativity, but they can definitely help us be more productive.
Exactly. The key is to adapt and evolve alongside these technological advancements. Rather than fearing AI, we should embrace it as a partner that can help us reach new heights.
And it seems like Klarna is leading the charge, showing the world what's possible when you really commit to AI integration. But this is just one example, right? AI is transforming industries far beyond the world of fintech.
Oh, yeah. Think about healthcare, where AI is being used to diagnose diseases earlier and more accurately, or education, where it can help tailor learning pathways for each student, making education more effective and engaging.
It's mind-boggling to think about the potential. It's like we're on the cusp of a whole new era.
We are, and even in creative fields like music and art, we're seeing AI push the boundaries of what's possible. There are AI tools that can compose music, create stunning visuals, and even write poetry.
Wow, that's incredible. It seems like every day there's a new headline about AI accomplishing something that we once thought was exclusive to humans. Makes you wonder, where does it all end?
That's the million-dollar question. The truth is, we don't know where this journey will ultimately lead us, but what we can do is stay informed, engage in the conversation, and ask the tough questions.
Like, what are the ethical implications of AI? How will it impact society and our values? These are things we can't just ignore.
Exactly. We can't just sit back and let technology dictate our future. We have a responsibility to shape it, to make sure AI is used for good and not for harm.
I completely agree. But what can we do as individuals? How do we prepare ourselves for this rapidly evolving landscape?
Well, it starts with curiosity. Don't be afraid to learn about AI, even if it seems daunting. There are so many resources available online, from introductory courses to in-depth articles and podcasts.
Yeah, you don't have to become a data scientist overnight. Just start by understanding the basics of how AI works and what it can do.
Another crucial step is developing critical thinking skills. We're constantly bombarded with information these days. Being able to distinguish fact from fiction, evaluate different perspectives, and form your own informed opinions is more important than ever.
That's such good advice. Don't just believe everything you read online. Do your own research. Ask questions and challenge assumptions.
Absolutely. And here's something else to remember. Don't neglect your human skills. Cultivate your creativity, your empathy, your ability to collaborate and communicate effectively. These qualities will only become more valuable as AI takes on more routine tasks.
So we need to be adaptable. Stay curious and never stop learning. The future might be uncertain, but it's also full of possibilities. Who knows, maybe you'll be the one to create the next groundbreaking AI innovation.
Or maybe you'll be the one to ensure those innovations are used responsibly and ethically. Either way, the future is in our hands.
Well said. Now, I know we've covered a lot in this deep dive, so let's take a moment to recap some of the key takeaways. Before we wrap things up, when we come back, we'll tie it all together with some final thoughts on Klarna AI and what it all means for us. Welcome back to the deep dive. We spent this episode looking at Klarna and how they're using AI in a big way, but we also talked about what it all means for the future of work and some of the big ethical questions.
Yeah, it's been a really interesting conversation. So before we wrap things up, let's take a moment to recap some of the key takeaways from Klarna's experience.
What are some of the things that our listeners should be thinking about as they try to apply some of this stuff to their own lives and careers?
Well, I think the first takeaway is that AI isn't just some kind of buzzword. It's a real and powerful force that's already changing the way we work.
Klarna is definitely proof of that. They've shown that AI can lead to some pretty significant cost savings, and they become much more efficient, and they've even created some entirely new business models.
The second takeaway is that embracing AI requires a shift in mindset for a lot of people and for a lot of businesses.
Right. It's not just about implementing a new technology. It's about rethinking how we approach problems and seize opportunities.
Like Klarna ditching those expensive software solutions from companies like Salesforce and Workday and deciding to build their own AI-powered tools, that was a bold move.
Yeah, it really showed how committed they are to innovation.
Exactly. It's about taking risks and being willing to challenge the status quo. And the third takeaway, perhaps the most important one, is that the human element is still absolutely crucial.
You know, AI is an incredible tool, but it's not a replacement for everything. Remember, Klarna CMO David Sandstrom said that simplicity is key in marketing. Well, sometimes the most effective solutions are also the most human.
As we navigate this increasingly AI-driven world, we need to remember to stay curious, adaptable, and above all, human. We need to hold on to our creativity, our empathy, and our ability to connect with each other on a deeper level.
I like the Klarna story as a great example of how AI is changing the game. But as AI continues to evolve, what other industries will be disrupted and what new opportunities will emerge?
It's an exciting time to be alive, that's for sure. There are so many possibilities, and it's up to all of us to shape the future of AI and make sure that it's used for the benefit of humanity.
Klarna's AI-driven journey is fascinating, and it offers valuable lessons for anyone who wants to thrive in this rapidly changing world. So keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep.
And until next time, stay curious.
We'll see you on the next deep dive.
So that was today's episode of my Side Hustle Weekend podcast. For everyone listening, if you're ready to take action on what you learned today, here's where you can find more resources. First, head over to sidehustleweekend.com. I've put together detailed guides, templates, and case studies. And while you are there, don't miss out on my free newsletter, Side Hustle Weekend. If you found value in today's discussion, hit that like button and subscribe to join our Weekend Hustlers community. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our episodes where we break down more side hustle strategies. Check the description below for all the tools and resources we mentioned today. Remember, everyone's journey starts with a single step. Whether you're looking to make an extra $500 a month or build something bigger, start with what you learned today and take action. So, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next episode where we'll break down another practical way to grow your income.